Hi everyone, my name is Karen. This is my channel RatherBeReading, and today I'm bringing to you a reading vlog. Hello, happy new year. It is 12:02 a.m. on January 1st, so I am kicking off this vlog for January. Happy New Year. Like I said, I have been actually sitting here reading, frantically trying to finish off my book before the end of the year, and I finished it at 11:56, so that was perfect. I finished it. I'm done with that read now, so I can start afresh for the 2018 reading year. I'm actually not sure what I'm going to pick up next. I was so focused on what I needed to read for the end of the year, I haven't even really thought about my TBR for January. I'm planning to spend a chunk of tomorrow planning out all of my videos for January. I have so many things that I'm going to be filming in January, with just all the normal like monthly videos together with like goal reviews and goals for next year and all of those types of things. So yeah, but I just thought I would take this opportunity. The fireworks, let me see if I can show you this. Hold on one second. You can see a bit of the fireworks display. This is just a replay of the Sydney fireworks, which is like a big deal in Sydney. They're half an hour ahead of us. This is like a delayed thing, but I just had that going to watch the countdown. So yeah, Happy New Year. And I'm probably just going to head to bed now, but I will check in with you guys later. And I don't think I mentioned, I should probably say, I'm planning to vlog a lot more. I want to upload regular reading vlogs, which will probably be like 7 to 10 days worth of reading. I don't know that I'll check in every single day, but I just thought I would give this a go in the new year and kind of see how I like it and keep you guys updated on my reading as I'm going. And I may cut the like mid-monthly wrap-ups and just talk about the books in these vlogs, and then just do a general like overview end-of-month wrap-up. So yeah, it's just something I'm experimenting with, and we'll see how it goes. But I will definitely talk to you guys later on this very first day of 2018. Hello, it is later on the 1st of January. It is in fact 1:20 in the afternoon. I thought I would just give you guys a quick update on what book I planned, well, what book I've picked up to start off my 2018 reading year. So I've picked up The Dollhouse by, I think it's Phoebe Morgan. It's a psychological thriller that I have from NetGalley. And because of all the reading that I was doing in December to like catch up on all of my reading goals and things like that, I had put aside kind of all of my NetGalley and library books and things like that. So I've picked up this one, so I want to read a couple of those at the start of the month to kind of start to get back on top of those things. I've been doing absolutely nothing today. I saw something on Twitter last night that was like, what you do on the 1st is how you will spend the rest of the year. I don't really believe in stuff like that, but just in case, I have spent my day in bed doing nothing but watching booktube and reading, because if that's how I spend the rest of the year, I'm okay with it. And I am, you could probably, sorry if that's really loud, I actually didn't think about that, but I'm heating up some pizza pockets for lunch because, you know, I really am just living my best life. But I just thought I would update you guys now that I've picked up a book to read. I've only read a little bit of it so far. I'm about 10% of the way through. All I really know about it, I only skimmed the synopsis and I'm not 100% clear on what it's about. So I'll probably let you guys know once I'm a little bit further into it and have a better idea of what it's about. But it is a psychological thriller. But yeah, I will check in with you guys later on in the January reading month. Hi guys, it is now 10:30 a.m. on the 3rd of January. So I thought I'd give you guys an update on how my reading is going so far. So last night, before I went to bed, I finished my first read of the year, and that was The Dollhouse by Phoebe Morgan. So this is described as an adult psychological thriller, and it has a couple of different perspectives, but the main character is Corinne, and she has a long-term partner named Dominic, and they have been trying for a baby for quite some time. They've gone through several rounds of IVF that haven't been successful, and it's starting to kind of take a bit of a strain, particularly on Corinne, when one day she discovers this little item that she believes to be a chimney from a dollhouse, and she thinks it's a bit weird because it's very, very similar, if not the same, as a dollhouse that she had as a child when she was growing up. And then as the story progresses, she starts to kind of receive further things that she thinks have come from this dollhouse, and it all starts to, you know, get a bit weirder and more sinister kind of as the story goes on. So this is a book that I received from NetGalley. It was okay. It's definitely more family drama, I would say, than thriller. I enjoyed it, but it definitely wasn't anything like spectacular. It was enjoyable. I didn't love the ending, really, particularly the last kind of like 2 pages I could have done without. I just didn't think that was necessary, and I find it really cheesy when novels try to do that kind of dun 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 type of ending right at the end. So it wasn't my favorite, but it was enjoyable. I've decided to rate it 3.25 stars because it was okay. So my next read, I haven't started anything else yet, but I am now going to be picking up The Brass Verdict by Michael Connolly. So it's book 14, I think it is, in the Harry Bosch series. I've mentioned when I put this on my, when I hauled it from the library, that this is technically a reread for me, because while it is book 14 in the Harry Bosch series, it is also a crossover book, and it's book 2 of the Mickey Haller series. And I have read the Mickey Haller series. I didn't realize when I first started with Michael Connolly that his series kind of crossed over, and I started with the Mickey Haller series because I read the first book, The Lincoln Lawyer, because I'd seen the movie The Lincoln Lawyer with Michael Connolly, and that's how with Matthew McConaughey, and that's how I got into Michael Connolly. So this is a reread, but I've decided that because I've gone back and I'm rereading the Harry Bosch series from the start, I did want to read this like in the context of the Harry Bosch series. This is a chunky kind of book. This is, how long is this? Like 480 pages, but I'm hoping that because I have read this before, at this current time, I can't even tell you what this is about, but I'm sure as soon as I start reading it, I'll start to remember, because I haven't read the synopsis or anything, but hopefully because I've read it before, it should be a fairly quick read, because it is a little bit chunky, and normally I wouldn't go straight from a Kindle book onto a library book, but as I mentioned, because I was focusing so heavily on my physical TBR books in December, trying to get some of them 2017 goals reached, I kind of left my library books and ebooks on the back burner, so I'm just reading a couple of those back to back just to kind of get back on track with that. But yeah, I will update you guys when I have a bit more to report on my reading. I'm hoping that maybe I can get this finished over the next 2 days, but like I said, it is a bit chunkier, so it just depends kind of how much time I devote to reading over the next couple of days. I don't think I've mentioned in the vlog, but I don't go back to work until the 8th, and I don't have anything like hugely going on like over the break time. I went out for breakfast this morning with my family, and there's a couple of things that I want to do today. I did spend both the first and the second, so yesterday and the day before, just at home doing nothing, just reading and watching movies and booktube videos and things like that. And there are a couple of things that I want to do today, but I don't have any like huge plans, so hopefully I can get a lot of reading done before I go back to work. But I've mentioned on this channel before that I do get a lot of reading done when I'm working, like not when I'm working, obviously when I'm working, but when I'm like back to work, I get a lot of reading done generally on my commute, and I don't really listen to audiobooks when I'm not at work, because again, I generally listen to those on my commute, and when I'm not busy at work, I can also listen to audiobooks. So when I've got audiobooks on the go as well, and I finish off those, I can generally finish an audiobook in like 2 days, so I will probably get more reading done once I go back to work, but I am hoping to get through this maybe in the next 2 to 3 days, kind of at the most. But so I probably won't check in with you guys maybe until I've got a little bit more to report, until maybe I've got some thoughts on how I'm going with this, but I will definitely talk to you guys soon. Hi guys, it is later on the 3rd. It is now 12:15 in the afternoon, and I thought I'd give you guys a quick update. I haven't read anything, but I did run some errands, and some of them were bookish related, so I thought I'd give you a quick little update. So the first thing that I did was I went to Savers for my first kind of little secondhand book shopping for the year. I probably shouldn't have gone because I really don't need any more books, but you know, we do these things. So I thought I'd give you guys a little sneak peek. I'm not going to show you what they are because you'll have to wait for my January book haul, but I will just give you a quick little browse at them. So that is the pile there. The top one is actually a library book. So they're the books that I picked up. So I went to Savers. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I picked up 5 books there, and then I actually went from the library to JB Hi-Fi, which is a store that we have here in Australia. I don't know if it's anywhere else, because there were some CDs that I wanted to buy that I've been wanting for quite a while. I used to be really into and buy so many CDs, but now I don't listen to that much music in the car. One, I don't drive very much anymore at all. When I lived in Canberra, particularly in the first couple of years that I lived in Canberra, I used to drive back to Sydney on the regular, like almost every weekend when I first moved, because I'd moved from Sydney to Canberra when I moved there, and I had a lot of friends still in Sydney, and I used to go back like all the time, and it's a 3.5 hour drive from Canberra to Sydney, so I used to listen to so many CDs. Now I hardly drive at all, and when I do, I normally just listen to probably YouTube videos through the Bluetooth or sometimes audiobooks, but there were a couple of CDs that I've been meaning to pick up for a while, so I did go to JB to pick those up, and I just thought I'd show you what they were. So one of the main things I wanted was Taylor Swift's new album, Reputation. I am a big Taylor Swift fan. I have been a Taylor Swift fan though for years. I don't want to be one of those people who's like before she was cool, but I have every Taylor Swift album that she's ever released, including like her very, very first album that she released, that then when she released her second album, kind of once she got a bit more popular, has like a bunch of the songs that were on the first album and then re-released on the second album, because the first album she was like a nobody. But I think I got into her when she'd released that second album, which the name of it is escaping me. Is it Fearless? And I was obsessed with that album. I used to listen to it on those drives to Sydney on the regular all the way through. I know like every song on that album off by heart. I just loved her basically ever since then. And obviously she's changed a lot, and I don't love her music as much now as I did back then, but I do still like some of her stuff. I'm not a huge fan of Look What You Made Me Do, but most of the other songs off this album that I have listened to, I've really, really enjoyed, and I want to listen to the album all the way through, but I don't want to pay the Spotify premium, and every time I try to listen to the album on Spotify, I just get so many of those suggested tracks that I just can't even actually listen to the album. So I decided to purchase it because I do own all of her other albums. So this is a really long-winded story, but I did pick up Taylor Swift's album. I also picked up Harry Styles' album. Sorry about the glare on these. They've still got the plastic on. I did pick up Harry Styles' album because, once again, I actually really like most of the songs that I've heard off this album. When he was guest hosting on James Corden and he was doing like a live song every night, I like basically every song that he performed. So I particularly really like, obviously, Sign of the Times, but I also really do love the song Kiwi. So I got that. I then also wanted to pick up Bruno Mars's most recent album. I own, I think, his album before this. Is it Unorthodox Jukebox? Maybe. I think I own that one. But I didn't own his most recent. And I am actually going to see Bruno in concert in March with my brother and his girlfriend. So I wanted to pick that up. And then I also picked up a copy of Badlands by Halsey. I've listened to this album all the way through about 10 million times on Spotify. This is my favorite album of all time. So I wanted to purchase a copy just to like support Halsey because I don't own a copy of it. So I do own a lot of CDs. I rarely listen to them anymore, but I do own a lot of CDs. So I just thought I'd add this to my collection. And then, yeah, as I mentioned, I then went to the library because I had a hold to pick up, and I returned an overdue book that I had because the library was closed over the like Christmas New Year period, but it opened back up yesterday. So I went today, and then I went to McDonald's and picked up a frozen Coke because I love frozen Coke and they're only $1. So yeah, that is my update. This was really long-winded and you probably don't care about any of this that I just told you, but I thought some of my errands were bookish related, so I will talk to you about them. But anyway, see you later. Hi guys, It is now about 11:15 at night on the 3rd, and I just wanted to give you guys a really quick update because I just realized I've started the Brass Verdict, and I've realized that even though the book is like 480 pages, the last like 50 to 60 pages of that is like a preview for the next book in the Mickey Haller series after that. So this is actually only 418 pages, which is a lot more reasonable than I had originally thought, and I am currently on page 164, so I'll probably get to close to halfway in this tonight, so it is very conceivable that I'll get this finished tomorrow, if not probably tomorrow, because I actually didn't even get as much reading time today as I thought I was going to. I spent a big chunk of this afternoon reviewing all my statistics and goals and stuff for that video that I'll be filming a little later this month. And then I also filmed and edited my January TBR video because that should be going live. It'll be live before this tomorrow morning, like my time. And so I did that, and I also edited the clips of this vlog that I already had, which why I wanted to keep this clip short, and I'm already on a tangent because that video was already like 13 minutes long and it's only the 3rd of January. So I just want to give a quick update that this is going, it's not as long as I thought, and it is going a lot quicker, and I anticipate getting this read tomorrow, and I'll probably talk to you guys tomorrow when I finish it. Hi guys, it is currently 8 p.m. on the 4th of January, and I just finished The Brass Verdict by Michael Connelly. So as I've mentioned, this is technically book 2 in the Mickey Haller series, and so it's a reread for me because I read that series first, and it's actually like a Mickey Haller book. Like, it focuses on Mickey Haller and Bosch is just a side character, but it was still an enjoyable read. I don't really like the way that this one concludes, but it is still a really enjoyable read, a lot of courtroom drama, and I probably will give this 3.5 stars. So I finished that now. I am planning to pick up The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry this afternoon. Well, not this afternoon, like, well, already it's 8 o'clock at night. I'm planning to pick that up probably before I go to bed. I'll probably power through that like as a before bed read, and then I'll probably check in with you guys on my thoughts on that either tonight or tomorrow morning. I'm probably just going to settle in now, grab some dinner because I haven't had anything to eat yet, and watch a movie probably, but I'll talk to you guys later. Hi guys, it is 12:30 in the afternoon on Friday the 5th of January. I just thought I'd give you guys a quick update. I did, as I mentioned yesterday, I did end up reading and finishing The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry and translated by Gregory Normanton last night before I went to bed. This was okay. Like, this is a children's book, but it's kind of like a children's book that I think can be really appreciated by adults. It had some really interesting messages in it, I thought, about adults and how we lose our creativity and our imagination and things like that as we get older. So I did appreciate that, but I didn't like super love it or anything, and I think I actually, even though it's got some things in it that adults can enjoy, I do think I would have enjoyed this a lot more as a child, because it is very like an adventurous type of stories. In the end, I think I'm going to give this 3.5 stars, and I have now, if I can reach it, picked up Life and Death by Stephanie Meyer, the gender-bent retelling of Twilight. I've read a little bit of this. I'm on page 66. There's over 500 pages in this, and it's okay. I don't really know what else to say about this. I obviously am not going to get this done today with it being over 500 pages. Maybe tomorrow or maybe Sunday. I have a few, I don't have anything on today. My mum did invite me to go with her. She's taking my niece and nephew to like a local like pool, water park type place. But I elected not to go because it's going to be super hot today, 37 degrees Celsius, and I don't even own swimmers, and even though she doesn't go in the water, and was just, just the idea of sitting out in the hot sun just did not please me. So anyway, I'm probably just going to spend today how I've spent the last few days, which is reading and watching BookTube, and I'm probably going to swap from focusing on movies to focusing on Glee. because I do want to get some episodes of that in before I go back to work. But yeah, and I do have some things on tomorrow though. I've got nothing on today, but tomorrow I always go for coffee and such in the morning with my parents and my nan. So I've got that, and then I've got a hair appointment at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning to get my hair cut. So I've got that, and then I'm probably going to do some shopping maybe. I'm not really sure. It would probably depend how I feel tomorrow, but anyway, I'll probably touch base with you guys maybe tomorrow afternoon, or maybe just when I eventually finish this, but I'll definitely talk to you guys again soon. Hi guys, it is currently 10 to 5 p.m. on the 6th of January. I still haven't finished another book, but I thought I'd give you a quick update. So I'm still reading Life and Death. I actually got a lot more read of this last night than I thought I would. I ended up at about page 360, 370, something like that, and I've only read a little bit today. I'm on page 450. So I've only got about 50 pages. I'm on page exactly 453. So I've only got about 53 pages or something left in this. I am headed to my parents' place now. I spent most of the day out. I meet my parents and my nan every Saturday for coffee, and I did that. And then I had a hair appointment. I actually got some blonde, so I've got like lighter on the ends, which I've had for ages, but I got some blonde put through kind of the under part. I'm not sure how I feel about it. It's really obvious here, like in this front part, but you can kind of see it under here too, in this like back part. Anyway, I'm still deciding whether I like it or not. Anyway, so yeah, and then I was out with my mum for most of today. I've only been home for about 2 hours now, and I got a little bit more reading done, like I said, and now I'm headed to my parents' place. Tonight we're having a barbecue and playing cards, which is a pretty regular thing my family does, which we all really enjoy. So I'm going to that, but I'll probably, helps if I hold it up the right way, I'm probably going to finish this tonight before I go to bed, but I may not check in with you guys till tomorrow. We'll just kind of see how it goes. Hi guys, it is now about 2:30 p.m. on Sunday the 7th of January. I ended up not getting home till quite late yesterday, and so I didn't end up finishing Life and Death until today, but I have now finished this. It's okay. I have some kind of like mixed thoughts on it. I don't think it adds anything to Twilight. I also found parts of it confusing because of all of the gender swapped characters. I kept having to remind myself, like, wait, who are you again? Like in the normal Twilight, which maybe you shouldn't do, but I couldn't help but do. And then I also just I actually, probably this is a good thing. It did make me think about gender roles and whether like it was sexist that I thought parts of it didn't work because of the fact that Beau was a boy and things like that, like whether parts of the story, I don't really know what I'm trying to say. It was okay. It made me think, but I didn't think this was anything spectacular, and I really don't think this needed to be published at all. I'm probably going to give this probably a, I'm holding the camera really crooked, probably a 2.5 stars. And I'll now be moving on to probably Seven Sons by Lily St. Germain on my Kindle. Hopefully I can get through that one pretty quickly, because I do generally get through books quite quickly on my Kindle. I just find Kindle books really easy to kind of pick up. And then I'm not sure when I'll finish that, so I'm not sure when I'll check in next, but I go back to work tomorrow, which I'm really depressed about. I have fallen into that real, like, depressive period that you go through when you know you've got to go back to work after you've had a bit of time off. But I will be starting an audiobook tomorrow on my commute, and I'm going to be starting with The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. So I'll definitely check in with you guys when I've made a bit more progress with some reading. Hi guys, it is just after 5:30 on Monday, 8th of January. I just got home from work, my first day back at work for the year, and I'm really tired. But I have knitting group tonight, and I have to go to, but I thought I would update you guys because I've actually got a lot of reading done since I last spoke to you. So last night I finished off Seven Sons by Lily St. Germain. So this is the first book in the Gypsy Brothers, like, erotica series. If you saw my wrap-up from last month, then you know that I finished the Cartel trilogy, which is actually a prequel trilogy to this series. And there are 8 books, it turns out, in this series, but they're not full length. They're actually more like, it's like a serial novel, so they're more like novella length. I think they're each about 150 pages or thereabouts. So I finished that first one last night. It's not good. Like, they really aren't good. Huge trigger warnings in these for rape, like sexual violence, violence generally, all that type of thing. They are very, very dark, like erotica, like very dark. So I finished that. Again, it's not good. I gave it 1.5 stars, but I am probably going to continue because I'm just sucked in enough that I just kind of want to know where it's going. So yeah. I then started listening on audio today to The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson, and I actually ended up finishing that audiobook all the way through by the time I went on my lunch break. So I'm all the way through that now. So I've completed that as well. It was okay. I liked some of the messages in it on, like, that accepting the negative things in your life is in and of itself a positive act. And that it's not really about not giving a fuck entirely. It's about choosing the things to give a fuck about and, like, you know, worrying about the right things in your life and just letting everything else go. There was some bits in it where he kind of seemed to be hinting at that you should just stop caring and then things will just happen. And I was like, well, life doesn't really work like that. I'm sitting at a really unattractive angle right now, by the way. I apologize. So yeah, I took some things out of it that I thought were pretty good, but it was just okay. So in the end, I gave that 3 stars. I then also, when I'm at work, can sometimes sneak in some, like, ebook chapters, and so I bought the first book in that Gypsy Brothers series from Kindle because it was free, but then I had a look on my Overdrive app yesterday, and it turns out they have the entire series on the Overdrive app on ebook. So I got the second book, which is called 6 Brothers, on my phone, and I actually ended up reading that whole thing at work today. So again, it's not good. All the same trigger warnings as for the first book. I gave this one, again, 1.5 stars. I then also started listening to the audiobook for Little Secrets by Anna Snoekstra. This is it's like a thriller set in Australia. I'm not too clear on exactly what it's about so far. It appears to be set in like a small rural town where there's been a tragic fire where a little boy was like trapped in the building and he died. I don't think they know who lit the fire. And then in addition to that, it's been like, I'm not sure how long it's been since the accident, like a couple of months, maybe, something like that. And then somebody starts leaving dolls at people's houses for these little kids, but the dolls look exactly like the kids. And then I believe it's going to be about, like, the main character is this girl named Rose, who has recently, I think she's in like her first year or 2 outside of high school, and she really wants to be a journalist, but she keeps being turned down for all of these, you know, internships and things like that. And she really wants to get out of her small town, and she thinks that if she just, you know, has this one big story, that will be what she needs to, like, be able to escape this small town. And so I think she's going to start investigating, like, this whole doll thing because her little sister received one of the dolls. So I think that's kind of, like, what it's about. The doll thing is, like, really quite creepy. So I'm about 16% of the way through that now. Now, the book that I'm actually supposed to be reading is Narrow Bed by Sophie Hannah, but I didn't get a chance to do basically any reading today. I picked it up on the bus on the way to work, but I only got like 3 pages read, and then I didn't get to read it all at lunch today just because it was the first day back. Like, there are a lot of people obviously just catching up over what happened over Christmas break and how everybody's Christmas and New Year were, things like that. So I didn't do any reading at lunch, and then I also didn't end up getting any reading done on the way home. So I've read like 3 pages of that. Like I said, I've got knitting group. Shortly, I'll have to leave for that in like about half an hour. So I probably won't get that much reading done tonight now until I go to bed, where I might get like 30 or 40 pages read in Narrow Bed before I go to sleep. So I'll probably end up checking in with you guys again tomorrow when I get home from work. But I definitely have a lot of reading done kind of in the last 24 hours, which is good. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys again soon. Hi guys. It is now about 6 p.m. on Tuesday the 9th of January. I've been home from work for about 40 minutes, but I just had a couple of things to do, like putting on a load of washing and putting in a load of, I don't have a dishwasher, but putting like some dishes in to soak in the sink. So I thought I'd give you guys an update about how my reading has been going. So as I mentioned, I didn't get much reading done during the day yesterday, but I did get to about page 60 in this last night before I went to bed. I then once again got no reading done on the bus this morning and no reading done at lunch. I did manage to finish the audiobook of Little Secrets by Anna Snoekstra. So I enjoyed that. I didn't enjoy it quite as much as her other book by her that I have read, Only Daughter, but I did still enjoy it. It was it could be a bit slow towards the start, but kind of in the last like 30%, it got really kind of intense, and I like didn't want to stop listening because I wanted to know what was going to happen. So in the end, I've given that a 3.5 star rating. I then also ended up reading the ebook today of 5 Miles by Lily St. Germain. This is the third book in that Gypsy Brothers series. Again, not good. Huge trigger warnings once again for all of the things like rape, violence, all of that stuff. Oh, I should mention as well trigger warnings in Little Secrets for rape, suicide, violence, torture. So I was reading some real dark things today. But I did manage to read that third book. I again gave it 1.5 stars, but I'll probably continue on to the fourth book tomorrow. And I got basically no reading done in this once again today. I read literally, what page am I on? I read 5 pages of this today, but I don't have anything going on tonight, so I'm planning to get as much read of this as possible tonight. I'll just be like watching BookTube and reading tonight. Update on the hair situation. I've decided I really don't like the blonde foils because when my hair is completely down, they just kind of peek through and you can see them every now and again. When I pull my hair back, they go quite stripy. And because I part my hair on the side and it's done to hide it, there are more on this side, which has more of my hair than there are on this side. So it looks very uneven when it's pulled back, and I just don't think it looks good at all pulled back. And considering that pre-season training for soccer starts at the end of this month, and I will be having to pull my hair back a lot, that is a little bit disappointing. So I might have to see if there's a better way, like if I can even get the brown to cover over like the blonde and then put bobby pins in or something. I don't know, because at the moment I just really I went to work like this today, so I don't really care that much, like whether people think I look good or not. Like I just give zero fucks about that type of thing, but I will admit that I don't love it. So yeah, anyway, that was completely off topic, as I love to do in these vlogs. But yeah, I will probably, I don't know if I'll check in with you again tonight because I'm sure this vlog is so long, but I'll probably, tomorrow I think is going to be the last day that I include in this vlog. I think I'm going to do the 1st through the 10th, so I'll probably give you guys an update tomorrow as well, and just kind of let you know how I've got on for the last day of this vlog. So, see you guys. Hi guys, it is now 5:30 p.m. on Thursday the 10th of January. I'm once again just home from work. So today at work I listened to the audiobook for Lord Dashwood Missed Out by Tessa Dare. It's book 4.5 in the Spindle Cove series. It's only a novella, so it was quite short. It was only like 3 hours, and I listened to them on 1.5 speed, so I got through that really quickly. I really liked that this is the first book by Tessa Dare ever that I've read, or maybe any romance, like historical romance ever, where the main male character was not a virgin. Sorry, where he was a virgin, where the male character was a virgin. Because like I say, usually it's always that the male character is some great rakish, lord, and, the main female character is some virginal, lady. So I did really like that in this one that the male character was a virgin. That was a interesting little twist. Apart from that, it was nothing groundbreaking, and it actually was probably one of my least favorite of the series. It was okay. This was nothing notable about it, but I did still enjoy it. In the end, I've given that one 3 stars. So I also read the ebook of the next book in the Gypsy Brothers series. So I've now read Fourscore, which is book 4, I believe. So again, not good. I don't really have too much to say about it. They just aren't good. But I still really want to friggin' know how it's going to end, so I'm keeping on reading. But again, I gave that one 1.5 stars. So last night, yesterday and like last night, I did manage to read a bit more of The Narrow Bed. And I did also manage to get a little bit read at lunch today and a little bit read on the bus home. So I am now on page, what page am I on? 211. So I'm just over halfway. I am really enjoying this. This is the next book, which is in like a psychological thriller type series. And Sophie Hannah just writes for really good mysteries. Like, you've got the main kind of murder mystery that's going on, but they're always really like subtle in how like weird the cases are. And then in this one, you also have a little kind of side mystery that's going on with some of the side characters. So this series follows a particular like police station in the UK. And so each book you kind of see more of the detectives' lives. There are 2 kind of main ones. And then as the series has progressed, you see more and more of kind of the other detectives' lives as well. And there's 2 kind of side characters that there's this like kind of mystery going on around them and what's going on with them. And I'm really enjoying as well. And I can't wait to figure out what the heck is going on in this. So I am really, really enjoying that as well. And I think that's it. I'm not sure how much of this I'm going to get read tonight because I have to film and edit a video tonight. And I also need to go to the library. So I'm not sure how much I'll get read, but I will get a little bit read. This is actually probably going to be the last clip for this vlog. I believe I'll be starting a new vlog probably tomorrow. So that is probably it for this vlog. But yeah, there will probably be an outro clip. So on to the outro. So there you have it. That was my reading vlog. I know that this was really, really, really long, and I apologize. I also don't know how interesting this was for people. I want to make more of an effort to kind of try and include, you know, bits of my life and to not always just be filming on the exact same spot on my couch. But in doing that, it would make the videos even longer, so I'm not kind of sure where the balance is there. And I thought having these at only like 10 days would make them not too long, but they are definitely too long, so I'm not sure whether to try put it down to a week or to whether just choose not always do the reading vlog, but to go back to because this month I'm attempting to not have the mid-month wrap-up, and I'm not sure how that's going to work at the end of the month with I'm still sorting things out. And I don't know whether maybe it would be best to still do mid-month wrap-ups and end-of-month wrap-ups, and to maybe just choose like 1 week a month, or like a random time period like a month, and just vlog for that, you know, and just do a reading vlog at random times throughout each month. I don't know. I just really don't know. So I would love some feedback down below on what you guys thought of this reading vlog. There will probably be at least reading vlogs for the rest of January at the very least, before I kind of sort out what I want to do next month. But I would love some feedback from you guys down below. Please subscribe if you want to see more from my channel. Please like this vlog if you did happen to like it. But that's all I've got for this video today. Bye guys.